You better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of the night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever.
Hi ladies, how are you? Hopefully everyone's having a good time and enjoying themselves at, the bridal shower, and that everything's been a huge success. Hopefully I can see pictures of it later, because I'm pretty jealous that you guys get to eat food while I'm working right now. But anyways, I guess I'll start by saying thank you to you ladies for always being there for Susan. Obviously you guys have known no longer than I have, and we've only been engaged for 5 months now, so almost 6 months. But thank you so much for talking with her, being there for her when she needs someone to talk to vent to, giving her good advice, some bad but some good, mostly good. But yeah, thank you. I love you ladies for that. Thank you so much for always taking good care of her, especially now. So thank you. So this is actually a surprise video that I had made for Susan. It's about 6:35 a.m. right now, and she doesn't know I'm making this video. She actually thinks I'm at work. I am at work. See, hence the PayPal shirt. But I am at work, and I came in early to do this video because Nikki had asked me to make a video for a slideshow, and she actually asked me last week. So. Nikki, I'm sorry that it took so long to make, but I came in early, especially for this, just to make sure I wouldn't procrastinate any longer, since the bridal shower was in a couple of days. But yeah, honey, I'm sorry. I don't mean to embarrass you. You could blame Nikki for that, because she asked me to make the video for you. So deflect and defer. All right. But yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun for me to tell you ladies about, how Team Tangley came about, how Vuzen was created. The first time I met her was at Tim and Nikki's, and it was for Tim's birthday. I think it was his 30th birthday or 29th birthday, I forgot. But yeah, my first impression of her was that she was very intimidating. Yeah, intimidating. Because towards the end of that night, I guess it's tradition to play Mafia, but at the end of the night, we were all playing Mafia, and Pana kept calling her Susanna. Susanna this, Susanna that, and we know her name. It's not Susanna, it's Susan, right? But I get it. That game brings out the worst in people. Creates a lot of tension. So after 4 or 5 times of Pana calling her Susanna, she was like, okay, all right, my name is Susan, and I'm like, whoa, what the heck? It's okay, calm down, it's just a game, chillax. Because, first off, she was new, new hot school teacher girl joins the group, so, everyone's gonna be nervous, so I was nervous, come on. But, she got kind of mad, so, I told myself, her name is Susan. Her name is Susan. I told myself that like 20 times after that, because I don't want to get yelled at, right? But yeah, and then shortly after that, we started hiking a lot, frequently with the group. It started off in big groups, and then it kind of slowly dwindled down to just a few of us. But there was this one time, it was supposed to be me, Pat, and Susan. And and for those who don't know Pat, Pat is Emily's big brother. So that Pat, because I know there's like a million Pats out there. But for some reason, Pat ended up not showing up that day. I think because he went to the club or something with Emily. He must have had, a couple of drinks here and there, whatever. And then, went radio silent. He didn't pick up her calls, he didn't pick up her text messages or respond back. And so Susan and I were like, hey, you know what, we're up, let's just go, get it over with and, get our workout in. But, so it ended up just being me and Susan. What ended up, well, it was supposed to be an hour and a half hike because we ended up going to Camelback, right? So it's only supposed to be an hour and a half hike. And it ended up being about a 2.5, close to 3 hours, I want to say, that we finally went up and down, round trip. And during that time, I really, really got to know the great Susan Lee, So, we talked on the way up, obviously, but at the summit, when we got up to the very top, we ended up talking for a good 30, 40 minutes. It was very intimate. We talked about our past, we talked about the present, we shared a lot of stories, and, on the way down, we talked some more. So for a good 2.5, 3 hours, I really got to talk to this girl. I really got to know her. And it was that day, it was, she doesn't know this, but, or maybe I told you a couple times, honey, but, it was that day that I told myself, wow, she's an amazing person. I wanna get to know her more. So I think shortly after that, we ended up going to Snowbowl, or Sunrise, one of the snowboarding places, right? We went sledding, and that's when we exchanged phone numbers. And, we started texting here and there. I think for a good 2 weeks, and I shouldn't probably tell you ladies this, but for a good 2 weeks, I want to say, I woke up at 4:15, exactly, 4:15 a.m. in the morning just so I could text her, good morning. I know, right? It's kind of creepy that I would, kind of stalk her like that. But I would wake up 4:15 because I knew that she would wake up at 4:30 every morning to go work out in the gym. So I made it a point, I set my alarm to wake up to text her, good morning, because it made me happy to text her, whatever. Anyways, weeks passed, and then we finally go on a first date. We went to Zips, got to know her some more, one-on-one, which is great because she loves Zips and I love Bazooki and I love wings, right? So it was great for all around, both of us. Then the second date, we went back to Zips. Thinking back on it now, it wasn't very original because I took her to Zips back to back, but whatever, it worked. But it was that day, it was that date, the second date, that I told myself that I was gonna ask her out. I even came up with a game plan. I did one of those speech preps. I looked in the mirror. I kind of said, okay, you can just say this, you can just say that. Didn't happen. I chickened out. I'm a chicken shit. I chickened out. Can't believe it. I was beating myself up for it because I did not ask her out. When we were at Zips. I had a game plan. I knew what I was gonna say, but I just couldn't get it out. Right. So I was beating myself up on the way home the entire ride. Got home, banged my head against the wall for another good 2 hours. Not really, but anyways, I ended up getting ready to go. I ended up getting ready for bed, and then I kept tossing and turning. By then it was about 11:30, almost midnight. And so I thought to myself, well, she's a school teacher, she should be up, right? So I called her, and as soon as I called her, I was like, shit, don't pick up. I was like, why did I call you? But but I'm glad. I'm glad you picked up, honey. Because I was able to, tell you, my feelings. I was able to tell Susan about how much I enjoyed her time, and that, I think she's an amazing person, and that she's, sweet, and that I would just love to get to know her, on a personal level. So, I asked her out. Luckily she said yes. She gave me a chance. And then, the rest is history. Now we're here. Through a lot of things, a lot of parties, events. A lot of get-togethers. So we just got closer and closer. And then, May 22nd was when I proposed. So thanks, Rec. I never really got to say thank you for it, but in front of everybody here, I just want to say thank you, Rec. You really made my day. You know, you really helped me out with the whole planning with Marilyn, which is the principal. You know, for those who don't know. But yeah, Rec, thank you so much. You're a blessing to the both of us. But there you have it. You know, that's how we became Team Tangley, and I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Sorry I'm so long-winded, but you know, wish I could talk to you ladies more, because everybody knows I don't like public speaking. I don't like talking, you know, in front of people. So if you were to ask me to tell the story all over again in person, I'd probably break a sweat. You know, forget it. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video and have fun.